Hey all, back with a look at Courtyard, New Haven at Yale. This stay was July 2025. Please keep in mind this is my experience and opinion, which is mine alone. This stay was paid for by me and I was not compensated by the hotel in any way. Never book a hotel based on one review or opinion. Please do your research. But before we get into it, take a moment to like and follow. If you feel so inclined, there is also a link for Buy Me a Coffee listed below. Let's get traveling. This hotel is located very near Yale's campus, making it perfect for all Yale-related activities. There is above and below ground parking for a fee. Breakfast is not included, but there was a restaurant and bar on site. We will talk about that later. We were on the 4th floor, room 415. The room was fine. There was a small bar area with coffee and a fridge. Like all hotel fridges, this was cool, but not cold. There was a very small bathroom. This was the biggest downfall for the room. That small sink area was useless. The shower did have shampoo, conditioner, and body wash made by a company called North 39 Degrees. I suggest you bring your own. Now let's talk about laundry at this hotel for a second. The laundry area was located on the 2nd floor, which we'll discuss later. But those machines were old and possibly could ruin your clothes. That area definitely needed updated, which I think it might be getting. There was a small closet with a safe located in this room that also contained an ironing board and iron with several hangers for your use. There was a bag, it looks like, for laundry service from the hotel, but we did not inquire about that or use it. There was a large desk area in this room, and that was really nice for setting out items since there was not very much space in the bathroom. The room did stay cool for summer weather in Connecticut. I wouldn't say it was cold, but it definitely was comfortable. I do feel like this room had plenty of storage other than in the bathroom. There were lots of areas where if you wanted to unpack, you could unpack all your clothes, and there were definitely drawers and such for you to use for that. The view of the back of the hotel was a parking lot and apartments. So it wasn't necessarily a beautiful view, but it was fine because we were not necessarily in that room very much. The gym of this hotel was located on that very first floor, and it was actually a decent gym. They had a Peloton bike, they had 3 treadmills, they had 2 ellipticals. Those were all very nice. It also felt very clean in there for the most part. There was also kettlebells, free weights that were from 10 pounds to 50 pounds. And there was a weight machine that had limited attachments, but all in all, for a hotel gym, it was actually not too shabby, and everything seemed to be in really good condition. Now, I will say that in this gym, there was an area that was supposed to have cups for water, free earbuds for plugging into the machinery, and towels. I will say that the first several times I used that gym, there was nothing in that area. It was completely empty. However, after the first floor flooded, which we'll talk about, suddenly those items did appear. So just keep that in mind that it may not be completely stocked. There is that frosted window in the gym that is to the courtyard and parking lot. So when people walk by going to the courtyard or the parking lot, even though it's frosted, they basically are looking at you. While we were there, someone on the second floor hung clothing off of the sprinkler system in their room. This did flood the entire second floor, with water pouring onto the first floor. The power and water were out for several hours. The second floor did become unusable. They did have dehumidifiers all over that floor. The flooding also took out the bar and restaurant area and part of the lobby on the first floor. The hotel seemed to care very little about its guests at this point. Many guests had to book other hotels on their own if their room was affected. Since our floor was not directly affected and we loved the location, we stayed. However, upon checkout, the hotel was unwilling to compensate you in any way, saying, "Why would we need to do anything like that?" I literally pointed to the damaged first floor. We in no way signed up to stay at a hotel that was a construction zone. Definitely did not get the hotel we paid for. I understand the flood was sort of out of their control, but their reaction was in their control. I would make very sure this hotel is back up and running 100% before booking here. Thanks for being part of this journey.